Steps into it. Pass is caught. Diggs! Sideline! Touchdown! Unbelievable! Vikings win it!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of your favorite weekly sports podcast show. That's right, Sideline Banter. I'm your host, Cooper David Pose. Joined with me, as always, Weston Murphy. Weston, how you doing on this fine Wednesday evening? You guys are coming to us whatever day you listen to us.
Yeah, I feel great, Cooper. Honestly, I'm excited. We got more in store for you guys as far as bells and whistles that Spencer kind of put on the show, and we're firing all cylinders here. Yeah,
Shout out,
This
Spence.
is up and up.
Shout out the man behind the camera.
yeah, we got to give him definitely a little round of applause. But I got the beer present tonight because do a little cheers to the playoffs, the start of the playoffs, and a cheers to the great additions of the podcast. I'm pretty
So
excited to get it
unnecessary.
going tonight.
Hey, cheers to the victors too of the season picks, huh?
Yeah, cheers if your team made it to the playoffs. I mean, it's got to be exhilarating.
So unnecessary.
And if you did good in season picks and you didn't end up
So
coming in last,
unnecessary.
you got to be
You
happy
beat me
with
by
your-
like
Shout
two
out.
picks.
Hey, cheers, Spence.
Cheers.
You beat me by like, what are you cheersing him for? He beat you.
Wait, is a win a win?
You didn't win.
No, I mean,
You came in second. What are you're cheersing him because you came in second?
Well, you didn't lose.
I didn't lose.
He lost. He didn't win.
I didn't win.
Is second place a winner?
That's fair.
How is that fair?
No,
He
I mean
di-
you're making a good point.
Yeah, he didn't win.
He didn't win.
He didn't win.
Okay, maybe
But he
not,
wasn't-
but my team's in the playoffs, so we're still winning, baby. And shout out Dallas Cowboys.
Your
Might have
team's
got
gonna be
it.
in the playoffs for about fucking 24 hours.
Okay, maybe so. We'll talk about that later.
We will talk about that later. But before we get to anything else, don't forget to follow us at _Sideline Banter on Instagram and Twitter, at Sideline Banter on YouTube. Hit that like, subscribe button. We
Well-
appreciate all the love and support you guys have been giving us.
Yeah, a lot of traction. We kind of posted, I think, some pretty quality reels after our really well-made episode last week. Got some really good clips with the new interface that Spencer set up, and I think those did really good. And I think it translated into a lot of fan interaction on Sweeping the Socials this week. Like, we got quite a few good questions, and honestly, a lot of participation. I think on our last poll and kind of the weekly stuff that we did as far as the national championship game and
Which was
dog shit.
dog shit.
dog shit.
Just a bunch of dogs.
The dogs took a shit on the Horned Frogs.
65-7.
Yeah, that was a big L.
That was a
Hold it.
dude.
You guys remember that? I think Cooper took TCU.
A lot of
money
people,
line, right?
a lot of people took TCU. When I put that poll on the Instagram before the game, a lot of people picked TCU.
Yeah, my mom actually messaged me after the fact and said, "Can I switch my pick?" Like
Nope.
halfway through the first quarter, because I told her right when it was like 17-7, I believe, I was like, "Oh, this is about to get bad," and it got bad quick. It really did.
Oh, it did. It
Yeah.
did.
I think that definitely just shows like kind of what we had discussion earlier in the year in college football.
Yeah.
And we talked about the sheer difference in level of athletes that are in each conference. And
Well, the SEC alone is
yeah,
it's literally like it's almost like its own little IMG academy like prep before the NFL. Like
honestly, that's a very good comparison. It's just I think when we watched the game, like it just really displayed that Georgia was like the closest thing you get to an NFL team on the field, and TCU had good players, obviously.
I mean,
and
they're freshmen. They put like the team like that's coming into next year in, and I'm pretty sure they scored like 2 touchdowns on TCU.
yeah, they looked relatively similar to what the starters were
Yeah.
doing and playing just as hard. So
I don't know what players went for TCU at that point. I don't know if they were just doing like all their seniors or like, you know what I mean? Like, but
don't matter. It was embarrassing. It
yeah,
was
it don't matter.
not much of a valuable game to watch. And
It was bad.
I think college football fans are mad too that it even got to
yeah.
that matchup. Like
a lot of people are mad.
Michigan's obviously hurt, but they played one of the worst games of the season, obviously. And
Personally, I don't think Michigan would have put up much more of a fight. In my opinion, they probably would have scored more than 7, but
it would have been a lot better game than that.
It would have.
Bro.
Yeah, it would have. You're
Dude.
right. Georgia probably wouldn't have put up 65. 65 in the Natty is ridiculous.
Georgia was damn near averaging a point a play.
I saw that.
That's insane.
Yeah, no, I think the first half, because the first half they had, or no, it was when they scored 45. They had ran 45 plays.
Yeah.
But I left. I was at the doctor's watching it, and I left with 6 minutes left.
Because you're sick with it?
I was too sick with it.
Nice.
I might be too sick with it right now. But
Super spreader?
Oh, no.
He's back.
Yikes.
I left the doctor's with 6 minutes left, and when I got to the gym, they were running. So when I left the doctor, it was 24-7. 6 minutes left in the first half, and I got to the gym, and right when I got to the gym and walked in the locker room, I looked up at the TV, and they were running into the locker room at halftime, and it was 38-7. Like just in that 6 minute time frame, and TCU had the ball when I left, so I was like, oh, whatever. Like maybe TCU will get some points. Obviously, wasn't gonna watch it while I drive. Got to the game, and I was like, oh, okay, 38-7. That's crazy. They even talked about it at halftime. They said like teams who were down, like that large of a margin, were like 1 in like 352 since 2000, and the one team who came back was actually TCU in 2016 in the Fiesta Bowl against Oregon.
Interesting stat pull.
Super interesting, right? In my head, I was kind of like, maybe you want to bet TCU, but no, absolutely not.
Yeah, either way, the game was a barn burner. It really wasn't what we would have hoped it would have been. Max Duggan didn't really have a performance to remember. TCU just looked outmatched completely, but I think that
real bummer to end an exciting college football season on that.
For sure, but I think what we lost in the national championship, we definitely reaped the rewards of a really good week of NFL football. We saw the return of, after the really sad week with Damar Hamlin, and the NFL comes back and has a banger of a week, obviously.
Banger of a week.
Like we would have expected. And yeah, like Spence kind of touched on earlier, we ended the year, our picks are all solidified. Spence ended up coming in first. I got second, and Coop sadly
got the final number, Spence?
Yeah, I was 125. Weston was 123, and you were 121. There were 2 game gaps between.
Interesting.
Oh, right. Dude, so many games that I picked dumb upsets that I feel like, honestly, it breaks my heart. But whatever, it's okay. Next season.
Hey, either way, I mean, the way you look at it, if you ended up betting with Sideline Banter on the money lines the whole year, you would have been up money.
Yeah, you would have been up money. That is
a little bit of a flex.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, because we all went positive by a large margin.
Oh yeah.
By a large margin. How many? What were the actual records? Like you were 125 and what? Well, while he pulls that up, I think it's time.
Time to sweep them.
That we sweep.
Yeah, I was
socials.
125 and 65.
Okay, see, 125 and 65. That's impressive.
I mean, there was a couple times I was 14 and 2, 12 and 3. Like most of my picks were pretty solid.
Yeah, if we would have round robin some of Spence's picks on good weeks, or whoever honestly had good weeks with 13 plus wins.
I never went negative.
What did the guests do?
I always. What's up?
Do you have the guest record?
Yeah, they were 80 and 41.
Oh, so even the guests.
Yeah, came to play. Hey, we know a little bit about what we're talking about, I guess.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
All right. Now that I figure out how to open Instagram, let's go ahead and get it cracking. We had a lot of participation, like we said. Sweeping the socials has been a banger idea for us, and we definitely want to hit everybody's question. You'll definitely find your name at the bottom of the ticker. Spence hooked it up once again. Get a little promo for yourself on the show, and a little recognition and thank you from Sideline Banter for participating and making our show better. So
yeah, we're giving you guys some promos. Why don't you give us some fucking promos, huh?
Hey, yo.
Come on.
Throw the man some promo, would you?
Some Provo loan?
Hey.
Dangerous? Dangerwitch?
Dude.
My bad.
Come on, bro.
I kind of want one. Sounds kind of fire. Boss.
I think you owe us a few for losing.
Oh.
I don't owe you nothing.
Actually, you do. Technically, you owe him $50 for the bet.
I do owe you $50. I do. Hey,
if it gets to another week, I'm pretty sure you have the right to beat him with a baseball bat.
Beat him up!
Beat him up!
I'd like to see Spence try. What's up? Did you hear something? That was crazy. But yeah, let's get to these socials, huh?
Yeah, my bad, dog. All right, question from John_Everts. Shout out John Everts. Dude's a homie for hitting us up with a question. He wants to know we think Georgia can hit the three-peat next year for the first three-peat, I think, that we would ever see in the national or in the college football playoff, definitely. But
personally,
in the whole college football.
I think it's going to be hard to tell because they're moving to the 12 playoff expansion.
And
so
they're
there's
losing Stetson.
There's going to be a lot of other schools in there now that could surprise anybody. Like, think about how many SEC schools alone are going to be in that 12. There's probably going to be 5.
Who can beat each other on any given day.
There's probably going to be, realistically, probably
at least
4, at least 3.
There's at least going to be 3 for sure.
At least 3, because it'll probably be Bama, Georgia, Tennessee, if they keep playing the way they are, and LSU.
LSU, yeah.
Mississippi, Mississippi State or
Mississippi State? I think
it was Ole Miss. Ole Miss at the end. If they didn't lose a couple of those games, they would have been in it.
Yeah, the SEC is always tight. I think that's like we referenced. It's the closest thing you get to the NFL. So the same thing that we've referenced and that you see on Sundays. Any team that comes to play, they all have pretty much the same athletes. It's around the same in the SEC. Like, you obviously have your freaks top of the line at Georgia and Bama, but and Auburn type of thing. But everybody else pretty much can play with each other, play up to each other's standard, and a lot of the time they end up trading games throughout the season. So.
Well, in the top 12 this year, the official final one, there was 1, 2, 3, only 3 SEC teams in the top 12. So,
but they're at the top.
They're at the top. It's Georgia 1, Alabama 5, and Tennessee 6. So
exactly, yeah. So Tennessee.
You mix in some Big Ten schools.
Yeah.
USC and Colorado.
So it's a 12-team playoff, so they have to play multiple teams to get to the championship?
Yeah, so it'll be, I think what they're doing...
That's awesome.
I think what they're doing is, I think the top 4 still get a bye, and then the 8 remaining teams, they play down to a playoff, and then the top 4 comes in the second round.
Interesting.
So top 4 will get a bye from what I think I saw. It was either top 4 or top 2. I'm pretty sure it was top 4.
But either the way they have to play 2 games to get to the championship.
Either way, you'll have to play still. They'll have to win their conference probably. Actually, no, because Bama didn't win their conference.
Yeah,
and
so
they were still 5. Tennessee obviously didn't win their conference. They were still 6. So, but I mean, whoever wins, like imagine being a team who, like imagine being Georgia. You win your conference.
Yeah.
And then you got to win 2 games to get to the Natty, and then you got to win a 4th game to win the Natty. Like that's going to shake things up a bit. I think it's going to
show the true test of a team too. It's going to be
make
dope.
Things a lot interesting. And John is actually a Georgia fan, so that's why he's asking this question. Yeah, his family is diehard dogs.
So he's hyped.
Yeah, he's hyped. I think Georgia. It depends on how they look he's up for sure. Without Stetson, it'll be interesting.
I don't like their quarterback, the next quarterback. I don't think I think he's a 5-star guy, but he's not that good. And historically, Georgia hasn't been that good at drafting quarterbacks, or like not drafting, recruiting.
The way it is now, it's pretty much drafting.
Yeah, true. It's buying.
I don't know.
You're going to buy with NIL.
I think there's going to be a lot of factors to play into next year. The 12-man playoff. I think Bama's going to come back strong. Did you see that video of Saban? What's the guy who's on game day with Pat? He used to play quarterback. I think he used to play for Georgia.
Who, Kirk?
No, he didn't play. Kirk. He didn't play quarterback. He played DB. Murray.
The kind of white Hispanic dude.
Yeah. No, it's not Murray.
Oh, David.
I think it's David.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whatever. He was sitting by Saban during game day at halftime, and he literally said while Saban was sitting right next to him that Georgia is like the new powerhouse of college football, and they are the new dominant force. While Saban was sitting right next to him, and you can kind of see Saban just kind of like sat there and was like, didn't give a reaction, obviously, but you could tell he kind of was like, okay, like. So I think Saban.
You're gonna see.
I think Bama's gonna come. Well, I mean, this always happens. Bama
and Georgia are just the best.
Bama always is on top, and then they have like a year, 2 years where they're like.
They can get beat.
Yeah, they can get beat, and then they always load. Because Bama, to me, Georgia's definitely making a case for themselves to be, obviously, the new school. But Bama, to me, is always, as long as Saban's there, Bama's going to always be Bama.
Like, they're still going to be a factory, but for whatever reason, the athletes have been superior at Georgia for, I don't know why, but...
Well, Kirby Smart came from Bama. He probably brought some of that recruiting, like, that they have at Bama and brought it to Georgia. And, I mean... Georgia has always kind of been at that cusp of being the top dog, and it's when you're a coach like Kirby Smart, you can probably walk into a kid's home and be like, "Do you want to be a part of something new and something great that we're building here at Georgia, or do you want to go to Bama and be maybe forgotten about or sit behind 15 other 5-stars who are waiting for their turn?" Like,
yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, it's the same thing at both schools, bro. They're getting every
Georgia
5-star.
Definitely now at this point is like that for sure.
They're all getting the cream of the crop, like.
6-7 years ago, you couldn't really say I feel like Georgia was one of those schools. Every college, I guess, to a point is like that, but
Yeah, they're 1-2 in the SEC, like undeniably, and that's 1-2 in the NCAA to me because I think the SEC is the best conference. But I think we can see Georgia maybe pull it off just because they're definitely they're gonna get rid of a lot of defenders and to the NFL. Stetson will go to the NFL, but they're gonna reload a defense
seems
so
like
quickly.
last year that didn't matter either.
Yeah, it didn't matter at all last year. They're gonna reload so quickly. But they do lose some key guys. Like I'm pretty sure Keely Ringo's going, Jalen Carter's gonna be gone. But we saw them lose like N'Kobe Dean last year and obviously fill in and replace like the
Stetson
linebackers.
Bennett to me is the biggest question mark, like how they're going to look without him.
Yeah, because he proved to be an absolute dog and carried the team for, a lot. I think a lot higher than a lot of people expected him to take them. And you just never know with a new quarterback coming in. So for all we know, the kid could suck, and we could see the second string guy be the one that leads the team and ends up doing just enough because everybody else around him is so good. So I think it's TBD, but I wouldn't be surprised if Georgia repeats just because we know the talent's there and they're going to reload. So
I agree.
Why wouldn't they?
I agree.
Shout out, John. NCAA question. Let's move it on. We got a question from the boy, John Hamilton. Family friend. He is a real estate agent in the Valley. So if you need some real estate, hit up my boy, John Hamilton. He is, from what I pretty much gathered, I think he is a Lions fan. He wants to know, and we know that you're a fucking resident Lions fan at this point. You're definitely a big supporter. You love the Lions.
Me? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're a supporter of fucking DC, and you definitely fuck with the Lions this year.
It's so hard not to, I do send a lot of their videos and, the group chat.
You've supported them a lot through this year. Since the Hard Knocks was really good. If you haven't watched that, John, watch the Hard Knocks. But
I just love them so much. It's like...
You're a lion lover? Big cat guy.
I do like cats. Okay.
Hey, feisty. He wants to know Lions' outlook for next season after they really have a really superior finish with Jamal Williams breaking the record and them beating the Green Bay Packers in what could have been Rodgers' last game. We'll talk about that, but he wants to know they got young talent on the horizon. They got good draft picks. What's the outlook look like for next season? What are what are our expectations of the Lions after a draft where they don't really have that many needs? And I'm pretty sure they still have a high pick. No,
they're 18.
18?
Yeah, they're 18.
Not bad.
Yeah, I don't know if they have an earlier pick. I have the draft.
I think they might. Do they have?
Oh, they do. They have 6. They have 6 and 18.
Yeah, so 6 and 18.
They have 6 and 18.
Bro,
so,
and I think they have a lot of cap space as well.
Personally, I think the Detroit Lions are in a pretty good spot right now. I think mainly
they're really building. They're
think
stacking.
They're obviously stacking, but I think that team really right now is playing for MCDC. I think they're playing lights out for him. I think when you have it's kind of the same thing that's going on with the Panthers right now. I don't know if you've been seeing, but the Panthers players have been basically going to management and saying, we want Steve Wilkes to be the head coach.
Who's your manager?
We want, pretty much, yeah. We want Steve Wilkes to be the head coach, and it's because they bought into basically who Steve Wilkes was as a coach. And same thing with Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin and Pittsburgh Steelers, just the last 6-7 weeks of the season, they kept saying, we want to play as hard as we can so we can keep Tomlin's record alive of non-losing seasons. When you got a team that buys into their head coach.
Yeah. I think we can agree. A group of grown men making millions of dollars buying in and rallying behind another man that is telling them what to do.
Yes.
In a nuanced way and is able to tell people that make more than him what to do and how to do it. That's the most powerful thing you get in the NFL, bro. Having that relationship with players and coach, the Lions, that's why I think what you were going to say, sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
That's why the Lions are so powerful. They have, we've seen it, the interaction and the communication and the relationship with Dan Campbell right now and his players is second to none in the NFL.
They play with passion for that city and for Dan Campbell, and they actually sit there and they listen to him, because I think we can both agree Dan Campbell probably isn't the biggest scheme coach. He's probably not the most impressive football mind.
Well, that's why they got Ben Johnson.
That's why he's got the staff that he does. But he is a player's coach, and he finds a way to motivate his players. He finds a way to get players to buy in. And I think this team that they have right now, I think they're poised to be a really good football team next year. They started off 1-6, obviously, which wasn't good. But they got the self-motivation I feel like they needed from MCDC, and I think because of the motivation that he gave them as a team, them as players, we even heard him say in one of his videos, to DJ Chark, you were a reject at one point from your team. You were a guy that nobody wanted, and now look at you. Like,
yeah, that's
now,
some powerful shit.
Now
From your head coach?
Yes.
That's
now they're seeing that they can actually be an important team. Now they're seeing that they're players who matter. They were even saying about the Packers all week that the Packers were doubting them. Like, nobody believed in them winning. So I think they're in a good spot. In the words of that
great Travis Scott, seeing is believing sometimes.
I think that they're in a good spot. I think they with the 6th pick, I think if they can pick maybe another dominant defensive player to help with that rusty defense they've had all year.
Another gritty ass lineman to put next to Sewell.
Another gritty O lineman would be nice, but I think they really need to address that defensive need. They got the 2 first-round picks.
Defense for sure.
Defense for sure. I mean, if Will Anderson slides to them at number 6, which I don't think is very possible,
that would be a perfect fit, huh?
That would be perfect for them. But yeah, I think Detroit's in a really good spot. I think, especially if Rodgers does end up retiring, there's going to be
division's wide open.
The division will be wide open for sure.
I mean, either way, the division I think is wide open because we have to see if the Lions, i.e. as well, the fucking Vikings are able to replicate this success, and if it is lightning in a bottle, or if we do have a legitimate 2 teams that have made the improvements schematically and within the front office to, really compete in the NFC North year after year. But that's what I'm kind of thinking of. They started 1-6 this year. I think a lot of what we see in the Lions next year is going to be really dependent on how they start, because that's going to show us if they're a real deal or
can they carry what they've done now into next season.
Exactly. Is it a real true culture thing? Because they have a young core. They have a really good young core. We got 2 running backs in the backfield. I think Swift has a contract, so he's staying there. I think the only question mark is Jared Goff right now.
Jamal's going to come in. Jamal, I think he's at the end of his contract. They're going to have to re-sign him for sure.
Interesting. So Jamal may or may not be there. They might get another running back in the draft.
I think it'll be he's clearly their vocal leader on that team. They
100%.
will need to bring him back.
He is the heart and soul right now, I think.
Other than obviously MCDC, we're talking player players really. I mean, remember we were laughing at him on Hard Knocks because he was crying, saying he's tired of losing.
Yeah.
And I mean, look what happened.
It's really translated into a team that damn near will fight you tooth and nail before they lose, type of thing. And we got young receivers.
Not tooth and nail. You're gonna knock them down. They're gonna come up. They're gonna bite a kneecap.
Kneecap, baby. Yeah, turn up. Got young receiving core. Defense that definitely needs some work. They have a good O-line though, a really good O-line. Creative play caller. I think if we see them get maybe another weapon at tight end, one that can block really well, as well as
their receiving core is pretty solid as well.
And we saw them get rid of Hawkinson, so I think that if they
was a dog for Minnesota.
Exactly. So if they replace him maybe with a new younger guy and a defender, I think we could be looking at the brand new Lions really rolling into a brand new team that is the Lions to stay, and a team that's dominant.
And it's interesting you say that because during an interview with Dan Campbell, he said, I'm tired of hearing same old Lions. Like, I want to be a part of this brand new Lions build brand that, and I mean, I hate to say it, but you kind of blame Pat McAfee
shout out McAfee
for them because they always say same old Lions.
They branded it.
A lot of people say
they
should have
trademarked it, bro.
Yeah, no, he wants to be. Dan Campbell really wants to be a part of something, and I think these players want to be a part of something, and I think Detroit's in a good spot. I think if Rodgers retires, without a doubt, they're a playoff team in my eyes. But if Rodgers stays in that division, it's going to be hard for anybody, honestly.
Of course. But yeah, I think to answer your question, John, we're really excited about the Lions, and I think
love the Lions.
I mean, you see how me and Cooper talk about them. I think it's a really easy team for people.
Football's literally from Detroit.
Hey, shout out Michigan.
Yeah, this is the Super Bowl 40 ball.
Oh, turn up.
Literally from the game.
Flex.
I'm just kidding.
No, I think it's like really easy for people, especially after the Hard Knocks, for just common NFL fans to get behind and rally this team because they really are exciting, and to see a team like really rally around each other and play for a coach like this, it's not something that you always see. So it's definitely fun to see from the Lions, and I think it's exciting moving forward. I want to see they can continue the success and build upon the culture that they've kind of renovated there. So shout out Lions, shout out Dan Campbell for sure. We're gonna see what's good with them next year. I think I think sky's the limit though. If they take that division, they could really be a scary team to fight with.
Definitely. I agree.
They play hard no matter what.
They play with grit.
Shout out for your question, John Hamilton. Hit him up if you need some real estate. Shout out. Jace Plant back. Banger question. We have to play up the playoff bracket for this, but he wants to know. He wants us to rank QBs from AFC and NFC 1 through 7 on who is most talented and who you would have. So I think that we could do this relatively quick. We won't even have to elaborate upon these too much. But, I mean, we can obviously touch on it. But let's go ahead and do you have a picture of the bracket that we can pull up so we can see all of the quarterbacks on each side?
I can actually right now.
Sorry, we should have this prepared, but came out as unpredictable.
So this is just the games that are going on. I think we should start with maybe, let's start with the NFC side. Let's start with the Seahawks and Niners. So we got Seahawks, Niners, Giants, Vikings, Cowboys, Bucks, and then Eagles. So I think in the NFC side, personally, I think it's hard not to. I mean, Brady's in there too, so it's
Well, he wants us to rank the quarterbacks.
Yeah, we said 1 through 7, so both conferences, I'm assuming, because there's 7 teams in each conference.
Yeah.
So are we doing AFC quarterbacks? Like, are we ranking the AFC quarterbacks and the NFC quarterbacks?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So let's start with NFC.
Oh, okay.
Jalen Hurts, number 1.
I know, but it's hard to pick him over Brady right now. It really is. I'm sorry, but it is.
Playoff-wise, yeah, because I mean, Brady, I think will.
Who would you rather have right now is what he's asking, correct?
Yeah, it depends. I mean, he just said rank QBs from AFC and NFC 1 through 7. Who is most talented? Who you would want to have?
I think we're talking most talented right now.
Fuck most talented. Who you want? Who you want?
Who you want?
Yeah, who
right
you want?
now?
You're in the playoff game. Who are you picking? Give me Brady.
Probably Brady. Yeah.
Gotta be.
Probably Brady. I hate to say it.
Fans.
Jalen is a close second.
Close second, but
sure.
It depends on team.
We're talking right now. I'm picking Brady.
Clutch can't out the goat
sure.
no matter what.
I'm picking Brady. So my 7 will probably be Brady, Jalen.
Yeah.
Dude, I gotta say.
Do it.
I gotta say Brock before.
Brock, baby.
I gotta say Brock.
Yes, sir.
I gotta say Brock.
Brock or Kirk.
And then I'd probably go. So yeah, I'm gonna go Brady, Jalen, Brock, then probably Kirk, and then Dak, and then Geno.
Gotta be, and that's 7 really good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Like whatever way you look at it, I mean, easy money to explain here. So we got Tom, undeniable.
Yeah, 100%.
The GOAT. Never counting him out. He can win you any game. He's not going to lose you any game as well. I don't think. I mean, more than likely, he's not going to lose you the game.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Yeah, we will. But Jalen, MVP candidate, carried the team the whole year. He can do everything offensively. He can throw, run, doesn't turn the ball over. Vital weapon. Undeniable. Third, you went with who?
Brock.
Brock. Doesn't turn it over in the system right now. That's who I want to have because I don't know if we would want him at all in any other system. But the way
might be easier to.
The way that he's playing within the system right now and operating, it's undeniable. He's not turning over the ball. He's making every throw, putting the ball where it needs to be. He's deadly accurate. He can get.
Yeah, he has over 1,300 passing yards.
Already.
13 touchdowns, I think it said, and 4 interceptions in his first 5 games.
We should have put everything we had on him to
That's
pretty crazy.
That's crazy. Here, I have the exact stats right here. I've sent it in our little Twitter GM.
Imagine if he played a full season right now.
It's impressive. That's what I'm saying, bro. It's impressive. Yeah, he has ended the season with 13 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 1,374 yards, and 5-0 record. That's impressive. They might. I'm gonna say right now. Before I know we haven't brought up the playoff bracket yet, but Niners are my pick to win it all.
All right. Well, I guess that's kind of squashed our next question, but we'll continue right here.
Oh wait, we got to do the AFC quarterbacks.
Oh, I know. But I'm just.
Oh, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
But
yeah, he's kind of hard to pick.
Not to me, honestly. I feel like
Mahomes number 1.
I feel like top dog for me in the AFC is still
Patrick.
Mahomes. Still Mahomes.
Give me Patty.
And then you go Josh.
Honestly, I think it's pretty accurate to how it is right now, like how the seedings is, because number 1's Kansas City.
No.
Give me Mahomes. Oh, I'm not there.
Okay, I was going to say.
Give me a sec. It's definitely Mahomes and Allen, and then Burrow.
Yep.
3.
Top 3. Those are the 3 best quarterbacks in the league.
And then where do you go? Jacksonville?
No, I probably was going to do. I want to say Lamar, but he might not play. So.
Yeah, Lamar's a big question mark.
Lamar is a question mark. With Lamar in, he's 4th for me. But with Lamar out, it's probably Herbert. So Herbert and Lamar to me swap 4 and 5, depending on who's
Herbert
playing.
and Lamar are tied for me. It just depends on what you want. Do you want an elite deep ball passer, or do you want an elite third down converter that can run and get outside the pocket?
I think Lamar to me is still better than Herbert.
Just because it gives you matchup nightmares, yeah.
Like if I have to pick a quarterback to start my team with right now, I'm picking Lamar over Herbert, I think.
Yeah, I'm a huge.
But they're two completely different
Exactly.
styles of play.
So
That's
it's
the
who do
problem.
you want?
That's the problem. That is the problem. Yeah, they're 4-5 to me, and then Tua's got to be 7. I'm sorry, Tua's ruled out.
Yeah,
Tua's ruled out.
Give me
I
Trevor
was gonna
above
put
Tua.
T-Law after Herbert.
Back.
Oh yeah, T-Law after Herbert, and then Tua's
then-
last.
Yeah.
Yep. Easy money.
Like, dude, this is what pisses me off.
We all know that. I mean, I think it's commonly understood.
This is what makes me so mad that Miami got in the playoffs. Tua's not even going to play. Skylar Thompson is probably going to start against Buffalo this weekend.
Which is horrendous.
Like, look, I'm not sitting here saying Pittsburgh would have made it a game, but like, at least Pittsburgh, it would have been Kenny Pickett, first-round quarterback. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's a waste of a playoff spot. Fuck off, dude. For those of you who listen and don't watch on YouTube, Weston's making the frowning mime face at me. So,
Crying Jordan.
Crying Jordan. I don't know if that was close, but
Well, NFL fans rejoice. We won't have to deal with
Jesus,
Steelers or Steelers fans in the playoffs this year, so we can enjoy ourselves. And
okay,
even though the Cowboys may make a first-round exit, which I'm saying is completely possible, playing to go,
back next year.
we still won't even see the Steelers in the playoffs this year.
We're gonna be back next year, fierce. We're gonna trade Deontay for D-Hop straight up.
You straight up smoking crack.
I hope that'd be sick. That'd be probably not, but that'd be sick.
Shout out Jace for the question. Easy money on the quarterbacks. Run it. Next question. Will Perez. Shout out Common Hype for asking the question. Our guy wants to know.
Yeah.
And this is kind of the question you already blew because of the way that you answered.
Yeah, I was
Can
actually
Seattle
gonna,
upset? If they do, and how?
I was gonna mention to you before. We probably should have saved this one for when we talk about the playoffs, but I don't think so. I don't think so. I just don't. Gino looked really shaky last week against the Rams. He's kind of looked shaky the back half of the season.
What about him do you want him to shake?
That Frappuccino.
Hey!
I don't know. I mean, Seattle could definitely upset because of Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll, to me, gives me confidence with that team somewhat, but this Niners team is hot.
They're scary.
They are scary, and I don't know, dude. I don't see it happening.
I mean, the Seahawks barely got it done against the Rams in overtime. I really don't think that there's any way they can keep up with the 49ers, especially with the way that
like
defense
this
has been
matchup.
playing.
Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's just like I don't think they can score on their defense if they couldn't even get it done against the Rams.
This matchup to me would have been so much better with Detroit because like Detroit's been that season all along. They match up against teams that you're like, oh, there's no way they're gonna win, and then like
True. That would have been exciting.
Honestly, yeah.
like
Would have been really exciting to watch. Yeah, I think the way I look at it, Seattle's biggest advantage in this game would have been the 12th man, and we saw them play at the 12th man already this year.
They're going to, is it Levi Stadium still?
I think so.
They're going to Niner Stadium. It's still Candlestick to me. They're done.
Yeah, we saw them play. I think
they're not done
in the past 3 weeks at the 12th man, and the 49ers ended up coming out with an easy dub. So I just think that the climb is a little too far uphill. I think that Gino needs to definitely have a good showing, for the betterment of his, future. But the 49ers, like we said, are just too scary. They're too fast on defense. They're going to come so prepared for this game. And I know the Seahawks have scary weapons at, wide receiver, but we saw in the first game, Gino couldn't even get the ball off because the rush was there so quick. And if you can't block, it doesn't matter who you're throwing the ball to.
Yeah.
So I just think the 49ers are going to play within their scheme, and they just have an easy path to get to the NFC Championship game. And I think
flipping out the iPad.
Hey, let's go. And I just think they're the team to do it right now. I think that
it's hard to pick against the Niners right now.
It
At least
really
in this
is.
first round. Next round it might be interesting.
So, Will, sadly, I assume that you want Seattle to win, but I wouldn't go putting any money on Seattle to upset the 49ers. The 49ers just don't look like a team that's going to be upset, and we've seen them get to the NFC Championship year after year after year after year. I just don't think they're a first-round exit team. Not much of like we might see in the Dallas Cowboys. But
Right.
let's go ahead and move on. Did I ask the next question that's asked on the list or no?
Which one is it? Is it the McCarthy one?
No, it's my question.
No. We shouldn't. No. Because
50 likes and you guys can
Oh my God.
decipher what
50 likes.
question I asked to Coop.
Go ahead. Ask it if you want. Go ahead. It's fine.
No, we can move on.
I have an explanation for that question anyway, so it's going to be debunked real quick.
I don't think it's right, but we'll just move on. Banger question alert. Banger question work from Blake Elliott. Comes back with another question that's not necessarily, specific to football and what we're talking about on a daily basis as far as the NFL week-to-week basis, but a really good question as to, it pertains to our show, I think, that he wants to get our opinion on. He said, what are the major benefits of playing tackle football at an early age as well as in high school? It's definitely a little bit of a different question, but, as a host and co-host that played youth sports growing up and, played youth football and then all through youth and then into high school. We actually pretty much met in football. That's how we know each other. So
You're talking about me and you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, he elaborated on the question and just pretty much said that he was thinking of the good things that come out of playing, football and youth sports as a kid and, what that does to, a kid and their future, type of thing. So
I think if there's one thing that I took from playing football my whole life, I think it was probably just like the kind of person it shapes you into be. I think all three of us in the room can speak for the head coach that we had in high school. He was very much set on like building you as a man, making you a responsible man, making you a good man, a caring man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's more to football than just learning to be tough and a physical sport and build like strong character. Like under certain circumstances, depending on who your coach is, you can learn a lot of life lessons through the game of football. And I think especially playing tackle football, because there is a difference between, especially competitiveness between flag and tackle football. You also learn like band of brotherhood. You learn how to work together with people. You learn how to really like. This sounds so cliche, but you're going to war with your brothers every week. Like from the start of the off season to the end of football season, you're with your brothers all the time. You're constantly like, you're together the whole time. You're learning how to bond with other people and how to work together. Roger said it best on McAfee's show, I don't know, a year ago. Like football is the only sport on this planet where it's 11 people on 22 people technically, but 11 people on both sides of the ball working together in unison to make something positive happen. Like it's the only sport really in reality where you're doing that. Basketball, one guy can go off and win a game. Soccer, one guy can go off and win a game. Like football is the only sport where you need everybody on the field to do their job correctly in order for you to succeed damn near 85% of the time. So I think football has a lot of benefits to it, especially playing tackle football at a young age. I don't know. That's a deep question. That's really like, wow, I got to like,
yeah,
I should have like mentally prepared for that question before the show.
It's a thinker for sure. I definitely agree to those sentiments. It's like it teaches you invaluable lessons that you might not ever really come across, I think, in the real world. But I think it's really important to touch upon, like, I think we got really lucky with our situations, like as kids, because we played in a really good youth sports league, like. And
CYF, baby, shout out.
Yeah, shout out CYF. And we went to, like Cooper said, a high school that had a coach that cared more about football cared more about like making good people than like good football players type shit. But we just ended up being good because of, what happened from, the sports, or from the life lessons that he kind of instilled in us and the things that we learned. But I think it's important to note that not everybody is that lucky. Like a lot of people don't really have these good coaches or people that really care that much about what they're doing, rather than like, I think we've seen it recently too in the social media era. Like football's turning into like so flashy and like views and numbers and clicks. Like destroying has definitely played a part in that, and like other, YouTubers and stuff. Like the game is not as genuine as it used to be.
Destroying has kept it very, in my opinion, still like a competitive level. Like we've seen
very competitive, but like I feel like kids watching the videos too get like the wrong message sometimes. Like
I get what you're saying.
They care about shit that doesn't necessarily matter, that he makes like a focal point because it is, flashy and cool. But a lot of the time, like that's the thing too. Like now, like how many players do you see like in youth football or even in high school that literally have all this drip on and all this shit, and they literally suck?
Remember when we were in high school, we couldn't even wear
we
couldn't even wear visors.
Shit.
Like we couldn't even, if you wore an arm sleeve. I mean, this was just our coach, because I also went to Hamilton for a year. and we could wear whatever the fuck we wanted in Hamilton. But when I got to Williamsfield, this is what I say earlier when it depends on what situation you're with a coach. Like, Coach Campbell would only let us wear an arm sleeve if it had a pad on it. Like,
Everyone
you know
had
what I mean?
the same length socks,
Yeah.
all the same color.
Same color, everything.
Had the same cleats.
But now we went to a Williamsfield game for the alumni night, and
Yeah.
they're spats,
They're
towels,
McDrippy.
visors, one sleeve. Like, it's just how the game is evolving.
Bandanas,
like, yeah,
bro.
like,
They got the fucking
yeah, they got
ski
the bandanas
masks.
hanging out. Like, yeah, dude. Like, back when we were playing ball, which was
Bro,
only
they
6
would have
years
picked
ago,
us up by our pads and like been like, "Go fucking change, or you're not playing a single."
we had to
snap.
have a doctor's. We had to have a doctor's note to wear a visor.
Yeah,
Like-
a legitimate doctor's note.
Bro, like it is incredible how the direction the game is going, and it is a little worrisome because I feel like the game now is becoming kind of prima donna-ish. Definitely hasn't made it to the NFL yet. NFL has obviously characters, but like the NIL deals, like how things are just going with like college players now, how college players can
I
like
feel like football's in a bad position. Like right now, I feel like it's really like the focus is turned away from football on the stuff that happens on the field.
and
Which
it's
I
all
mean
about
happens.
the person.
Yeah,
All about the
exactly.
player.
It's very different now, and
Which obviously in some circumstances, yes, it is about the player, but like in
it's
the,
the ultimate
in the
team
position
game,
that
and
we're
it's not
talking
about the team anymore.
Yeah, it's not about the team anymore. Like,
And that
especially
was-
college, like one guy transfers from a program now and it ruins the whole program. Like,
it's crazy.
whole program can, like,
The whole culture could collapse.
Deion Sanders just built up Jackson State and all those players are leaving
Yeah.
to go to Colorado or to go to some other school. Like, in that program, he obviously built that school up and helped out, but like, who knows what they're going to look like now? Like,
Yeah, and it's crazy because
dude, I need to get a new chair so bad. This is bad.
yeah, it's just unpredictable, but I don't know. It's
It's a tough question. It's definitely a tough question.
It's a great. I mean,
Shout out Blake coming back with another heater of a question.
yeah, for sure. I think it's the things that it provided me as a young like person, or it like Cooper said, teaching you to work as a team, like things that you're gonna experience in the real life and challenges, and you know, it shows you too. Like sometimes you have to do shit that sucks or is scary. Like when I was a kid, I was scared to get hit. Like I didn't want to go do that stuff. Like I wasn't good at football either when I started, so like I didn't like going because I wasn't good at it. But like sometimes you have to go and work hard to become good at something, and like it teaches you perseverance and you know how to not quit on shit and like how to get up when you get knocked down. Like a lot of important like things that get embedded in you, I think that are early to like it is important to instill early, like at a young age. So
I agree. There's a lot of good benefits to playing tag football at a young age, for sure.
yeah,
Playing sports in general, not even just football, playing sports in general.
and I think we've seen that in especially the United States, but now kids are starting to gear away from it because it is unsafe. With that said, who knows if the benefits that you learn from playing something that is dangerous, where you have to pay attention to details or you have to think about your safety at a young age, like be considerate and cautious of those type of things, like understanding it is dangerous. That could be more beneficial to you ended up playing a sport that's not as safe and provide like more lessons than you could have even like imagined. So I don't know. I just think from my perspective, I played early and I played every sport damn near, and I mean, I obviously fell in love with football for whatever reason, but I think a lot of it is because it is so rewarding, because a lot of the times
I mean, it's America's sport.
The
for
things
sure.
that you have to
It
do are
is.
so hard, so it is
It
rewarding.
is, without a doubt. Football has overtaken baseball
Yeah.
100%.
Well, bro, it's the most watched thing in the entire world. Football is, besides soccer, I think.
Well, I don't know about the world. In the
Yeah,
US.
definitely not
In the U.S.
in the U.S., yeah.
Yeah.
Soccer definitely takes the cake for
Yeah,
the
so
world,
I saw
for
it's
sure.
like 84.
Football
top
is getting up there,
broadcasts this
though.
year, or last year were all NFL.
Football's getting up there.
84 of them. That's
football is
crazy.
starting to become a worldwide.
Yeah.
People are starting to really love the NFL.
Well, yeah, now that they're expanding to like Europe and they're having games in
Mhm.
Mexico and they have Germany and wherever else they're going next year.
I mean, I'm sure the Europeans and like people in other countries are definitely getting VPNs and streaming the shit like just like we would.
They're
Like,
probably on Sports Search just like us.
ish.
Sorry, my bad.
Can't give the sauce.
My bad. Not Sports Search. Search Sport.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, another banger question from Blake. We appreciate that. We could sit here and talk about that all night, I feel like. So
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Blake, keep coming out with the heaters, but definitely my kids will be playing youth sports. I mean, no matter what they want to do, not youth sports necessarily, but youth activity where they have to get teamwork involved. Obviously, you can do whatever they want, but
my kid will be playing golf.
Hey, if they want to play something, golf is the move.
Golf
Facts.
is
That's
the
a good
move.
move.
Safe and the most
For
pepper.
sure. I
Cheddar.
don't even care about. I mean, obviously, I care about the safe, but bro, I'm
Okay, Mr. Moneybags.
I'm trying to. After watching the Tiger doc,
I can't say about the safe.
after watching the Tiger doc, I'm like, dude, was Tiger's dad really that bad of a guy?
All right. Next question.
I'm just kidding.
I didn't see it, so I don't know. I'm not giving you like.
People hated on Tiger's dad because they're like, oh, like.
That's all he bred him to be.
Yeah, like basically was like his whole. You should watch that doc if you haven't seen it. If you haven't seen the Tiger doc on HBO, you should watch it because his whole life was golf. Like he had a girlfriend at one point in high school, and
that made him.
I don't remember if
shit
it was
off.
his. I don't remember if his parents made him. His parents, I'm pretty sure, were like a part of him breaking up with them. But he basically broke up with her because he's like, I'm sorry, you're too distracting from golf. I mean, look at him now. I mean, he's Tiger Woods. Obviously, he did some things that were pretty bad, but I mean, yeah, like I said, his dad was like.
Well, I wonder how Charlie's upbringing is, because I mean he's a stud right now.
He's a stud.
Dude, he's insane.
Tiger's probably
He's
a
also
little
robotic a little bit.
Yeah, a little.
That interview of them though after the last whatever
it was
tournament
funny.
they played in with the Snoopy hat, where they asked him, did you see that video?
Yeah, I
And
did.
his dad like react. I feel like he's definitely not.
It's because it was Justin Thomas.
That was Justin who asked that question. Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't
that's
know
why
that.
he gave him that look.
I feel like Tiger's not like that with his kid. No way. Especially after the shit that he did and like lost his family. Like I feel like he's not like that with his kid. No way.
True.
Well, I mean, when he in that one interview when they asked him like what his dream like 3 or foursome is. Pause. I'm talking about golf.
We can answer that if we want.
He was he said it's Charlie and his
few
dad.
answers.
So I mean, I think he enjoys.
He said
like,
what?
It's Charlie and his dad. So I think he enjoys like teaching him how to play instead of like, I don't know. I don't think it's like forced as much. on
Tiger
Charlie.
said
I think-
that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think it's more something they just enjoy together.
Yeah, 100%.
You know?
100%. Because he's good. He's already.
Oh, he's really good.
He's already a stud.
gonna be a
He's already a
dog.
stud.
Yeah.
Like,
Start betting
how
on
old
him.
how old can you be to turn pro in golf? Is it 18?
I don't know. I honestly don't know much about like going from college, or if you even have to. Go
I don't think you have to go to
Like,
college because I think there's an amateur. I know there's an amateur like PGA that you can play in, and if you win that, you like
yeah,
get
the
into
Korn Ferry
the
tour.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know much about that. Like how it. I think you have to have like a license or something to go play professional or something. I don't know.
I mean, regardless, dude's a stud. Dude's a stud.
Hey, you could go to Live, play against his dad.
Imagine if Liv signed him right now. He's like what,
That'd be
12,
crazy.
13?
Yeah, to 100 M's.
That'd be crazy. But yeah,
Honestly,
we got another.
they need to get on that.
Yeah.
That'd be a good move.
We had another great question. I think back to the socials, huh?
No, not really that great of a question, honestly, but we'll answer it anyway. From that Mark, JVOT11. Shout out JVOT and Blake for the last question.
I wouldn't say J-Vot's that much of a mark. I mean, you're with him more than I am, so.
JVOT's a mark, that's
Okay.
for sure. For this question, he wants to know how many W's does Big Mike need in the playoffs for his job to be safe next season?
They need to go to the NFC Championship game.
Ooh! Wow, you think we're going to get Peyton if we don't?
Maybe. I think Jerry Jones would take the risk, and I think that's what the Cardinals did. I think the Cardinals fired Cliff to take the risk on getting Sean Payton or not. Because they probably looked at Cliff and were like, look, we just extended you. We went to the playoffs last year, but
That's crazy. They just extended him.
we didn't play very well this year. Our quarterback, who we just paid $230 million to, doesn't really like you. So, like, let's just fire him and maybe try to get Payton. And if we don't get Payton, then we figure it out, you know?
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, they said today that, well, Sean Payton has made it clear that he wants general manager duties, a little bit of responsibility in what
Which
they're
we've
doing.
seen work in the past.
Which is scary, though, because Jerry is not going to really do that type of thing because that's a family business unless they really are that close. So that kind of rules out the Cowboys to some degree. But, I mean, the Broncos, I could imagine John Elway would allow him to make decisions because John Elway hasn't made good ones
Very
before.
many good decisions.
And it's the richest owner in the NFL, so why wouldn't Sean Payton want to, make decisions for the Broncos? So that's a really viable option.
I'm pretty firm. I think they have to go to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, the Cowboys
And
right
maybe
now.
if they lose in the divisional, it will have to be like a promising loss. Like, you know what I mean? Like they were in it to the very end type thing. Like,
And that's the thing, right? If we lose to Tom Brady, if we get Tom Brady, I'm not going to be, outrightly mad just because puts us in a really good position to get Sean Payton. But if we don't get him,
you guys need to lose. You guys, if you want Sean Payton, the Cowboys need to lose because teams are already making a run at him right now.
100%.
Cardinals are making a run at him. I'm pretty sure the Cardinals.
He could just be listening though.
I think the Cardinals got permission to interview him already.
Yeah, they did today.
Yeah, like there's already videos of him like saying that he loves Kyler. Now, yes, this was pre drama, but
I don't think anybody loves Kyler.
I mean,
I think the fans have turned on him.
Cardinals
I think the
clearly
team's
do. They
damn
paid
near
him
turned on
fucking $230 million.
It's going to be interesting. I think that he knows the Cardinals are a dumpster fire. He's going to listen to what they have to say, and he's going to bring it back to the Cowboys and probably craft himself up the best offer possible.
I mean, whoever hires him is going to have to trade for a first-round pick. They're going to have to give up
to get his rights.
Yeah, and the Cardinals would either have to give up a top 5 pick this year or give up a pick next year. And I think the Saints want something now.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't necessarily know what's going to happen, but like I said, I'm going to be really hurt if we end up losing to Brady. If we get Brady in the first round, I'll be devastated because, like Cooper's been saying all year, as well as, Justin Vaught that asked a question, we're going to get bounced in the first round. That's all everybody's saying, and I just want to make it to the game.
I haven't been saying that all year. I've only been saying that when you've been fucking attacking my Steelers.
I just think that we really need to win this game. It's a comeback game. We already lost to them early in the year. Bounce back, beat them. We should take care of them. We're a better football team, hopefully. And then play the Eagles in a really tough matchup that we already won last game. And, Jalen Hurts comes back and we see who's the top dog of the NFC East. But
oh, yeah, because you guys are what? You guys are the 5th seed. So, yeah, you guys would be the... If the Giants upset the Vikings and you guys win, then the Giants would play the Eagles and you guys would play the Niners. So, I mean, we gotta wait and see what happens after this week. It's because dude, these playoffs are gonna be nuts. I think these playoffs are gonna be a banger
for sure.
I think these might be the best playoffs we've seen in a while.
So, J-Vot, Cooper laid the answer on you unbiasedly. Said FC Championship. I'm probably along the same sentiments. I said this team's been Super Bowl or bust for how long? The last 20 years. And we haven't even sniffed it.
This is the most promising they looked in probably like 4 years too.
100%. So I think they have to get it done.
I'm still high on them. I definitely think they're. I'm hoping they lose. I'm sorry, but this is still a very promising team. I still think they could get the job done and beat Brady because I don't think the Bucs are that good.
Yeah, but it's Brady, like we said.
So yeah, we'll see.
Dak, just don't throw the ball to the other goddamn team. Please, Dak. Just don't do it this week. Just please.
He's going to do it.
I know he's going to do it.
He's going to do it.
But
Dak always does that. Dak throws 2 touchdowns and then he throws 3 or he throws 2 interceptions and he throws 3 touchdowns and they win the game.
Can't be on that in the playoffs. We know we can't turn the ball over the playoffs. What?
They won't be able to hear you. You got to talk into the mic.
If Tom Brady Dak on MLK Day, is that kind of racist?
It is racist.
Oh, that is. Brady, you heard it here first.
Just saying.
Low key, it might be.
Damn. Are you a good person?
Is it MLK Day this Monday?
Damn.
Wow, are you racist?
We work for the company that doesn't give it off.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll be working on Monday.
Oh, do I work Monday? I don't know. We'll find out.
Probably not.
I don't think it is. I don't even think they get it. Do they still get it off for school?
Yeah, banks and schools get it off, so he should be off.
You literally said we work for the only company that.
Anyway.
Yeah. NFC Championship game.
Thanks, J-Bot. But, Big Mike, you better pull it together, buddy. You really need to coach your
You
little
literally
heart
called
out.
him a.
Huh?
Literally during the game last weekend when he was arguing with the ref, you were like, look at this big dumbass arguing with the ref. You don't even like Mike.
Hey, I would be lying if I said I didn't want Sean Payton too, but Mike, get her done, baby.
He was arguing a very obvious challenge though.
Dumbass.
And I remember we all were in the room
you big dumbass.
we were like, why are you throwing that challenge flag? It's literally obvious you're not going to win. But yeah.
Shall we move on?
Yep, 100%.
We got another banger of a question from Pose Boy's mom.
Oh, Michelle.
Shout out Michelle.
Shout out Michelle. Shout out Mom.
What's your take on Bidwell saying Kyler Murray will be involved in picking a new coach? Involved?
What is my input? Is that what she said?
She said, "What is your take on
What is my
Bidwell
take?
saying Kyler Murray being involved?" Great question, Michelle. I love that.
Honestly, I like it. I do, because Kyler clearly had
What do you like about it?
I like that he has the opportunity to, pick what coach he wants, because Kyler clearly had a problem with Cliff, and that problem clearly resulted in Kyler not believing in the offense that they ran. And when your quarterback doesn't believe and buy into your offense, how many games are you really going to win? So I like it. Personally, I like it. I don't think there's a problem with your quarterback, your franchise quarterback, having say in who the head coach is.
Yeah, I definitely agree to some point, but I'm going to play devil's advocate here because I think for the most part, and with a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL, that would be your take. But with the way Kyler Murray has behaved in the past, and the fact was that Cliff was supposed to be this perfect coach for him. They had a prior relationship. They were besties. They were already coached.
He's going to New England, by the way. I'm calling it now.
Who? Cliff? Yeah, Cliff will be the OC in New England. I literally said that in the car today. Did I not say that in the car? Or, well, I said that to Justin today. Justin, you have receipts.
What a dickhead.
I'm saying we were driving back from work, and I said that Cliff is going to be the OC. He's going to be the OC in New England.
He's thinking about the playoffs. He's not thinking about no fucking OC for New England.
But I definitely think what were we talking about?
You were saying you were playing devil's advocate to Kyler being able to pick.
Yeah, Cliff was supposed to be the perfect coach, the perfect hire. They already had a prior relationship. There was supposed to be no hiccups. And look at how fast that relationship deteriorated and how toxic it got.
Fast.
How
Literally,
toxic.
in one offseason, they signed him to a 5-year contract extension last year.
And they both get extensions. They're both paid and got extensions. They should have been happy as clams.
They're paying. How happy are clams? Oh. They're paying Cliff through 2027. If that man doesn't need to get a job, the Cardinals are paying him till 2027. I think if he gets a job, then I think it's like the Matt Rule thing. Because I feel like a lot of NFL teams are doing that with their coaching contracts. If you get fired, we'll pay you still, but if you get a new job, then it voids.
Yeah.
He could literally sit here and live in Scottsdale for the next 5 years if he wanted to, and fucking relax and chill.
He's got the mega layer in Paradise Valley.
That's what the Cardinals did. That's what they do, and that's why I think they're gonna let Kyler have some sort of, I guess, control on who the head coach is, because they
don't know if it's smart.
They committed to Kyler already for this amount of time. Like, why not be like, hey, you know what? Because they clearly chose Kyler over Cliff, and we all said that was going to happen.
Did they have a choice?
They didn't really have a choice, so that's what I'm saying. Why not be like, you know what? The Cardinals will probably still have final say, but they probably will want to get Kyler's input because they paid him so much money already, and he had a problem with the last coach. They're going to want to at least make sure that he's going to, because if he doesn't like the head coach, then they're going to have it out and be like, you pick this guy, so you either fucking deal with him and you guys figure out a way to win, or we just get rid of both of you, or get rid of, you know what I mean? Like, at that point, it's like, we let you pick the coach. And if it doesn't work out with this coach, then maybe we made a mistake with this signing.
I think, that's probably the best way to look at it, is that if you do give him freedom, there's no excuses, because I feel like he's totally the type of person, like, if they don't have success, he's going to be like, well, you hired this guy without even asking if I wanted to be, coached by him, if I was okay with that.
You didn't ask for my opinion.
So probably asking for his opinion is good. I think it's going to be ultimately a really big problem if we see them ask for Kyler's opinion and he says no, and they end up hiring that guy. It'll be in the tabloids. It'll 100%,
be 100%.
And it'll come out, and it'll be a big problem.
Do we know if Cliff was pre Kyler Murray or was he post Kyler Murray? Cliff was with Rosen, wasn't he? Or Wilkes was with Rosen. I think they brought in Cliff.
Brought him in together.
I think they brought him in together. Yeah, you're right. So Kyler really didn't have any say in Cliff, but like you said, the Cardinals did. He definitely did. The Cardinals brought him in.
No, Cliff drafted Kyler.
That's what I'm saying. The Cardinals brought him in, probably knowing that they were going to go for Kyler,
because they had Rosen, and then he drafted Kyler.
Look at Rosen. He's been on. I think he's been
on
7 NFL teams.
Facts.
That's crazy. Yep. That's insane. He's a US. Oh no, he's UCLA. That's right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he's a USC guy, isn't he? But no, he's. How do you feel about Josh Rosen?
Hey, yo. Shout out Michelle. Great question.
Shout out Michelle. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, I think we're going to see the Cardinals' offseason be a little bit dramatic for sure with this coaching and GM situation. We saw, Keim also take a step down, and I don't know, speculations that he's in rehab, speculations that he's doing, alcohol classes.
Yeah, I wonder what's up with him.
There's situations going on around him. There's also been
Maybe him and that dude who got fired in Mexico on a little bender.
there's accusations that it was really Kime that was of the misconduct, and that's why he got fired. And if that's the situation, they're going to investigate
It kinda
Bidwell.
look like
Bidwell covering it up for him, and Bidwell will get fucking.
I don't think he would do that though.
I do. They're boys.
Maybe we'll see.
So we'll see. Cardinals fans, I would hold your breath. Hold your breath. It could get real dramatic up in AZ this year. So we'll see. I don't know how that. I just think the Kime release is very weird. He got an extension too, and now he's gone. Same with Cliff. I mean, there's got to be a bigger reason.
I said at the beginning of the year, I think they just needed to clean sweep the house anyway. So
maybe, but nothing's wrong with the roster they have.
No, nothing's wrong with the roster they have. Like, why are they trading D-Hop? Like, what is? Please give me.
D-Hop don't want to be there.
Give me a logical explanation on why you would want to trade D-Hop, other than him saying he doesn't want to be there.
Because, bro, he's not going to do shit with a new coach if he doesn't want to. Like, I don't.
Him and Kyler really don't get along as much.
I think so
people
too.
Like want to think.
I think so too.
I think issue they want to keep Kyler over D-Hop,
Which I think is idiotic, but
I don't.
Dude, the receiving core is so sick.
Yeah.
Like I would kill to have that receiving.
Yeah,
core.
but with D-Hop, they
Marquise
sucked without
Brown,
D-Hop.
I was just about to say, take
No,
D-Hop
yeah,
out,
but
and then it's just Marquise Brown.
I know, but I'm saying like
Who looked great. He
they
did
have
look
a
great this
receiving
year.
core right now. Like to want to change anything in that receiving core is insane.
I mean, they still have Rondale, and if you get Zach Ertz back with Trey McBride, who comes off of a really good end of the year.
Dortch
is a free agent, bro. I could see him going to a nice playoff contender to be a really good number 2 or 3.
You guys have enough.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, not that can stay healthy.
This guy's fucking wide receiver hungry.
Yeah, well, maybe your coach shouldn't play your fucking starters on a game that doesn't matter.
I'm on the way. Been on the way. Tell me
Great
that.
question. Great question, Michelle.
Yeah, great question, Michelle.
Damn, we have a lot of questions. How many more do we have?
We got 2 more.
Okay, cool.
So we're gonna have to burn through these, and then we can hit the playoff bracket break.
I mean, we just wanted to talk about the bracket anyways this whole show. So
yeah, so we're chilling. Church.
Oh, Church.
Shout out John L.
Shout out John L.
He wants to know for the Bears, we're
Captain
taking
Crunch.
the edge rush from Bama or the 3-tech from Georgia, Jalen Carter or
I was gonna
Will
say
Anderson.
before we get to this question, Church, John L at Captain Crunch on Instagram with a K.
Captain Crunch.
He's the one. What is it?
Captain Crunch?
Is it Captain Crunch? We see what it is. It's not Captain Crunch. I
It might be
forget.
Captain
It's
Church.
Cap 10 Crunch.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Captain
He's
Crunch.
my brother. I probably should know that, but he's the one who
No,
designed.
Captain Church.
He's the one who designed
Oh, yeah, that's what it
our Captain Church. God, I can't believe I said Captain Crunch. Whatever. I always say it to him. Captain Church on Instagram. He's the one who designed our logo. If you guys need any sort of art design,
Hit him up.
hit up my guy. He's really good with it. But yeah, it was Alabama's edge or Georgia's 3 technique, correct?
Will Anderson or Jalen Carter?
I can't believe I said Captain Crunch. I'm probably gonna say Will Anderson.
Got to, right?
I think edge rushers are superior right now in the game of football.
And if you get a diamond, you're going to really reap the benefits for years to come. He's going to be expensive to re-sign, but I just don't think we see 3-techs get drafted that high anymore. But the edge rushers are definitely the difference makers.
Yeah.
And I think Will Anderson could be a difference maker for a team that has, I think, one of the worst pass rushes in the league. So,
Oh yeah. Regardless, both Bama,
they need defensive help severely.
Bama and SEC right now. Oh, is he talking about for the Bears pick?
Yeah,
Oh,
I would assume.
I would assume as well, because when I saw that earlier, I was kind of like, huh, weird. I didn't think he cared that much about.
Dumbass.
I didn't really think he cared that much about college football. I would probably go just because they traded away Roquan Smith. To me, like, why would you pick up another?
He just said he's an edge rusher. Roquan's an interior linebacker, so
Yeah, but I'm talking about the guy from Georgia.
yeah, Jalen Carter.
Yeah, is he an edge rusher?
No, he's a 3-tech. D lineman.
Okay. Yeah, I'd probably go Will Anderson.
Yeah.
I go Will Anderson. I mean, they're not going to pick an offensive weapon for number 1. So
Yeah, they need to definitely do
Marvin
that
Harrison
soon.
Jr.
Get some. Oh, that'd be crazy.
That'd be crazy.
Get him his boy from Ohio State.
That'd be crazy. Yeah, I'm going Will Anderson. He's
Yeah.
just such a dog. And when the Steelers had like a top 5 pick, there was a lot of mock drafts that had the Steelers drafting him, and I was paying attention to him a lot. and he's a dog. He's so good. Like,
Yeah.
he's just one of those Bama players that, like, because there's obviously a lot of Bama players who go to the NFL, but he's one of those players to me that when you look at him, you're like when you watch him play, he's a menace. Like, he looks unstoppable.
Yeah, I think polls can't go wrong getting an Alabama guy to build around. Young, dominant defensive player is definitely someone that you can add and will be an impact player day one. So, Church, take Will Anderson. If you guys are going defense, might as well. But we could see someone else emerge in the combine and draft process that ends up being a bigger talent.
That's how it works every year.
Yeah. All right, last question. You want to pull up the running back free agency? We got a question from Kevin Gilbert.
Man, running back free agency.
Let's hear some running back free agency and some good fits with the eyeballs. I don't know if are there good running back free agents?
Oh, shit. David Shaw interviewed for the Broncos head coaching job today.
That would be a good hire. That'd be sick if he's ready to do it.
Josh Jacobs, I did see that Oakland is already working on an extension with him, so I believe Oakland will get the job done, especially since they're going to move on from Derek Carr. They'll need Hercules. They'll need a big major piece, like, because I mean, think about it. You've already got a solid receiver in Devontae Adams, a solid running back in Josh Jacobs. You put a quarterback in there. I mean, a quarterback who's competent. You're ready to go.
I mean, yeah, we've talked about the free agent position for quarterback and where people could go. As Raiders are a really attractive destination if they have enough money to pay somebody, but. Yeah, Josh Jacobs, I think, would be a really stellar pickup for a lot of teams that are struggling at running back. I mean, he can do everything. He's
top free agent running backs are Saquon Barkley, Damon Harris, Josh Jacobs, Tony Pollard, Miles Sanders, David Montgomery, Devin Singletary, Rashad Penny, Alexander Mattison, who will be a starter in this league next year, Kareem Hunt, Darrell Henderson, Jamal Williams.
Wow.
I think whoever picks up Alexander Mattison is going to get an absolute steal. He's been sitting behind Cook for his whole career. He's looked good every game that Cook hasn't played in. He looked good last week against Chicago. Yeah.
And you probably get him for probably the cheapest out of anybody on that list.
Definitely. And if you're looking for like a plug and play right now running back, definitely probably him.
Madison, yeah, he can do everything too.
Definitely
He's pretty good.
Saquon, I think, will get re-signed. I don't think New York.
They have to.
New York's building something right now. I don't think they'll be able to afford. Tony Pollard, you guys might lose though.
Yeah, I think so.
He's
going to get a bag and a half from someone.
He will.
I could see just a team coming out of nowhere. I
don't even know where these guys would go to because I don't really know too many running back needy teams at the moment. Like, that come to my mind.
Yeah, and I don't know the cap situation, but a lot of these teams that do have free agent running backs are the ones with the money. Like, the Lions have money, Bears have money, Dolphins.
And you've mentioned it before. The running back position is such an iffy position in today's NFL to pay.
Yeah.
It's gonna
hard. It's gonna.
You gotta
depend.
be like honestly, running backs who get paid like that throughout their whole career are generational type players, like a Derrick Henry, like an Adrian Peterson, like a Chris Johnson at one point. Like, but even Chris Johnson faded away. Like
100%.
Le'Veon Bell, look at what happened to him after. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
hard to be the highest producing guy year in and year out at the running back
career. Even AP, when he was like bouncing around from teams, like he still looked pretty solid. The last few years in the league, he finally kind of looked away, but like. When he played for Washington for like those 2 years, he looked like he still got it for sure. So there's a lot of top free agent running backs. Free agency is going to be really fun to touch on. When Evan, don't look at me like that. When free agent frenzy starts, and me and you love free agent frenzy. This show's gonna be popping during free agent frenzy. Me and Weston take that shit seriously.
Yeah, it's always a fun time of the year.
But
it's exciting.
I think it's time to break down the playoffs. We have an absolute
hit the playoffs. I'm hungry, huh?
Banger of a weekend coming this weekend. We got 2 games Saturday. We got 3 games Sunday, and then we got 1 game Monday night, MLK Day.
Hey, shout out,
Evan.
Hey, yo!
Because you brought it up.
Yeah.
Shout out MLK.
Shout out MLK, duh, but you brought it up. That's why I said it. It doesn't. Oh, God.
Black?
No, because you brought it up.
I don't know. That's.
All right, we're going to be celebrating either way.
Woo!
With some great football.
We will. It's going to be the Cowboys, though. Are we really going to be celebrating, Evan?
Yeah, Chargers dub.
Let's get to that. First game on the list, actually, is...
Not the Chargers.
Chargers-Jags right here.
No, it's not.
Oh, well, on the bracket, they're listed like that. First game is Seattle Niners. Sorry. The bracket had the Chargers fucking...
What did we tell this guy,
Jags.
dude?
Look, I was looking at the bracket. Okay, it's my bad. We rehearsed a little bit before the show. Not enough. Okay, it's my bad. Let's jump right to it. Seattle at the 49ers. I already gave my pick earlier unintentionally.
I think all of our picks are pretty obvious.
Yeah, run it.
I think everyone's
Seattle.
running 49.
The What?
You said Seattle.
Oh, my B, dog.
He was about to say Seattle.
No, he definitely said it.
He definitely said, you said run it. Seattle, the Seahawks, and then he cut you off.
No, yeah, I no way. There's no way.
Okay, well, yeah, last time they played twice this year, and this is what is interesting. Every single playoff game,
Plus 425, damn.
every single playoff game in this wild card match, or all these wild card matchups are rematches from previously in this season race. So all these teams have played each other already. Every single one of these teams have already went head to head.
Yeah, let's run that shit
against each
back.
other. So
49ers won in the first matchup easily.
49ers
At the 12th man.
won at the first matchup.
They won both matchups.
They won both matchups. First matchup, they won it very easily, which is very interesting because they had Jimmy G at the time, and we've seen Brock Purdy kind of dominate. And it was a close game with Brock Purdy. It was 21-6 pretty much the whole game. Seahawks scored a garbage time touchdown. But still, I mean...
And it was a must-win for the Seahawks.
Yeah, it's must-win for the Seahawks. Personally, I'm picking the Niners. You already know. I'm picking the Niners. Without a doubt.
It's got to be. I think we've seen Geno Smith play you know good in the last time that they matched up and was able to, minimize the turnovers to 0, which I think is really important in this matchup if you can limit the turnovers. But Brock Purdy, threw another touchdown or one more touchdown than him. McCaffrey was able to get in the end zone. It's just the difference is the defense. The 49ers are so bend but not break. They're just really an elite defense, and I think when they turn it on for playoffs, it's going to be a different animal. We've seen them be so dominant in the freaking regular season. The football matters now.
Oh, my God, the odds for this game.
Insane.
Plus 425?
You get no value betting on the 49ers, and I think that's for a reason because there's a really, really thin margin that they're going to, drop this one. It's a really good veteran team, and I think they're going to pick
minus
up
550 right now for the Niners. Okay, I'm only asking this because I don't fucking know. I don't bet. So how much would you have to win? So I know it's 100 to win 425 for Seattle.
You have to bet $550 to win 100.
For the
for the money line.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's nuts. That's insane. Who's your X factor in this game for both teams?
X factor.
EMC. Oh, yeah, Kittle too.
It's hard for Seattle because the Niners defense is so fucking good. It's so hard to be like, oh, well, this guy needs to play good for Seattle because it's like, what are they going to do? Like, you could sit here and say, like, for me, my X factor for Seattle is Kenneth Walker.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, is he really, this rookie running back, is he really going to be able to run on this 49ers defense? Because to me, if Geno Smith doesn't play well, the game's over. Game's done. They don't have a chance.
100%. But the X factor's got to be the offensive line for Seattle. If they come to play and are able to give Geno enough time, that's what's going to matter. But if you're looking at it from a different standpoint, it's either got to be the line or one of those two dog-ass receivers that they got. DK's got to be a superhero.
I was almost going to say...
It's got to be DK, right?
I was almost going to say...
Everybody on Seattle's got to be a superhero.
Exactly.
You could honestly say, like, somebody from that Seattle defense needs to step up and force maybe an early turnover against this Niners
Quandre, if he gets a pick. But
Diggs, maybe Woolen.
Woolen's injured. He might not play.
Really?
Yeah,
he did get injured last week.
He hurt his ankle last week.
That's right. But yeah, I mean, the Seattle defense, in my opinion, probably as a whole is probably the X factor in my opinion for Seattle because they need to.
The X factor would have been the 12th man, and that's why you're losing a lot playing away.
They need to rally and really like Brock Purdy's first playoff game, and we've said it all year long. The playoffs playoffs is a completely different season when it comes to the NFL. This is a completely different ball.
We're going to see two different teams no matter what.
Brock Purdy's going to have to come out and he's going to have to play the way that he's been playing and magnify it by probably 5. And if Seattle's defense if Seattle can come out there and put pressure on him early, I think that's the only way, really, in my opinion, that Seattle has a chance to win this game.
They're still going to control the pace and the tempo with the ball, being able to run it with, Christian McCaffrey. So we'll see.
I mean, Purdy played well when they played in Seattle.
Yeah.
3-4 weeks ago. 17 for 26, 217 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
McCaffrey, 26 carries, 108 yards, 1 touchdown. Like, Kittle's starting to eat with Purdy again, too. Like, It's so hard to not pick the Niners. It's so
100%.
hard not to.
All right, everyone's taking Niners.
Niners.
All right.
Next game, Chargers. Herbert and T-Law both making their playoff debut. Honestly, I think this is going to be the most exciting matchup of the weekend.
I think it's like, I mean, the line replicates it. It's the most evenly matched because both teams are such big question marks. We haven't seen the Chargers in the playoffs yet. Haven't seen the Jags, obviously, in the playoffs in a long time. And now we have these teams.
The last time they were in the playoffs, Blake Bortles was their quarterback. So now they got a guy who really is showing, some real talent.
And now Herbert, makes his first entrance into the playoffs with, Burrow. And, a lot of people.
Look at Evan. He's ready to go. He took the mic from Spence. How do you always come home in time when we're fucking talking about the Chargers?
I don't know, but I love
Every
it.
time you come home, we're talking about the Chargers. I hate it.
And we can't. I mean, we might as well talk about the last matchup because they got the dog shit beat out of them.
They got the dog shit beat out of them, but I think it's going to be a completely different game this time.
Same. I was going to ask you how much, the week 3 matchup plays a part, and I think they're both completely different teams.
They
now.
both were, because Jacksonville at that point in time, even when we were talking about the season, we were saying Jacksonville's playoff team. Obviously, they made it.
Crazy.
But
we should have put money on them then. We had
honestly,
good
yeah,
odds.
we should have. But I think like I said, I think this has potential to be the most exciting game of the season.
It's really hard to call. I don't really know who's going to win.
Sony Michel isn't even on the team anymore.
He was
5
your
carries,
rusher in that game.
22 yards. He's not even on the. Jesse Palmer was the leading receiver in that game. Were Keenan and Mike playing this game, week 3? Do you remember?
Keenan was out this game. This is the game that Jalen got injured, and I think Mike had 1 reception all game.
So yeah,
so they locked up Mike for sure.
And I mean, this is week 3. We're at a point now where like these teams know their identities. Chargers are getting healthy at the right time. Jacksonville's picking
Mike
up the
is
pace
injured,
at the
though.
right time. But is he playing? Do you know?
Sorry, who?
Mike?
Williams.
Because he got injured in the last game, right?
Yeah, it's trending towards he's playing.
I think he'll play.
I
think he'll play.
I think he's
Playoffs.
good. They were saying it
Playoffs.
was just like some back spasms or something like that.
All
They
these
brought him
dudes
off
are going to play. It's the
safe.
playoffs. Unless it's like a significant injury, all these fools are playing.
Well, yeah, and you also got to think about our defense too. At that time, we had Khalil Mack, who it was only his 3rd game in with us, so he was still learning the defense. Joey Bosa had just gotten injured, so he was out.
Is he back?
He's
back?
Yeah, we had Justin Herbert, who just had a new injury too, dealing with his ribs at that time. So
Wait, was Eckler not playing?
No, he was.
Why was Sony the leading rusher in this game?
Oh, I don't. Eckler might have been hurt week 3 actually. Either that or they just completely locked him up and decided to run with Sony.
Yes,
I mean-
Chargers did
but
not
still
show up
only
for that
5
game.
carries. Like
I gotta
that
look
just
and
shows
see.
you
That
we
is
weren't-
crazy.
We couldn't run the ball back then either.
There's. Do you have the
There's
stats
4
up from that
yards.
game?
We had 4 carries for 5 yards.
Oh, wow. Locked them
He
up.
must have gotten
Yeah, so
hurt
we
or
just had-
something.
we just
That's
had no-
crazy.
We just had no run game that
That's
game.
crazy.
Like,
Yeah, that was an embarrassing one. I remember that.
This one is hard to pick though because they're playing in Jacksonville, which I do think will play a factor. I love Doug Peterson over Staley.
oh yeah.
He's got obviously the experience.
know.
He's won a Super Bowl already. T-Law is getting hot. I will say this: he looked very shaky in that game last week against Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's hard for me to pick them because we haven't really seen Herbert like fold under pressure before in his career, unless I'm not thinking of any moments. Has he really had a game where like, other than maybe like big time division matchups, which like obviously you guys play the Chiefs.
No, he
so
always
like
comes to play. He usually stands up to it.
T-Law in that game, there was a lot of high stakes and he looked a little shaky. So
Chargers
Our
are
defense has
favored
been
by 2.
insane lately.
Yeah.
The last I think since week 13 we've had the number 1 ranked defense in almost every category.
like
Yeah.
for me,
But previously a really suspect run defense.
I'm gonna have to pick the Chargers.
No, I like the Chargers too. They're favored. I'm probably gonna have to lean Chargers too. I'm really nervous. A suspect run defense all year, obviously playing really
agree.
good, but the playoffs is a different animal, and you have the X factor. For me is Travis Etienne. You guys didn't see him in the first matchup. They will give the ball to him 20 times, and we saw James Robinson rush for 17 carries, 100 yards, and 1 touchdown last time. What happens if Etienne comes out and he's a different animal and runs all over you guys? That's what I'm a little fearful of, because if they start to run play action off of that, they're going to damn near be impossible because they have better receivers than you guys have DBs.
I completely agree with you, but we have made so many changes on our D line
True.
And I think that's what's going to stand out.
Yeah, tell the
most,
people your
'cause
stat.
My X factor for you guys is Mac because he's a grown man, and when he gets into the playoffs, he's
I
going to
think
be
it's
different.
Morgan Fox.
Oh,
Khalil.
Khalil Mack?
Morgan Fox just got.
True,
he's
he's a
been a
dog.
lot more active the last couple weeks. We got rid of Jerry Tillery. We upgraded Brandon Fajoko to a starter. Like our whole D line has just made so many changes that.
Yeah, tell the
that's why
people about the
teams
one
haven't been able to
specific
run on
change.
us.
Tell the people about the one specific change.
Oh,
The guy that you cut?
Jerry Tillery?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was going to get to him. Since we've cut Jerry Tillery, I think we have the number one.
Yeah, you guys have the number one.
interior
You guys have
rush
the number
defense.
one rush defense since
Yeah.
you've cut him like 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Yeah, and it's crazy because the last time that we drafted him in 2018,
Notre Dame.
and that's when we stopped going to the playoffs.
Yeah,
And
and
been to the playoffs.
apparently
since
Chargers
2018.
Twitter has been saying for like a long time that like why
He's
the
a
fuck is
problem.
this guy on the team still?
curse.
And then they cut him and they have like one of the best rush defenses.
And then guess
in the
where he
NFL.
went to? The Raiders.
Swear.
Oh, yeah.
God.
Swear.
They got that other guy, Isaiah Rochelle, too.
Yeah. He was a dog though. I liked him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sad we got rid of him. He was really good.
Yeah, X factor for me, I think is honestly it's going to be Keenan Allen.
Oh,
I think he's got to show up.
he's been a dog the
I think
last
he's gotta
couple
show
weeks.
up. He stayed in the game last week too and scored 2 touchdowns. Like I think
He's going to munch on their younger DBs.
Keenan Allen, you talk about it all the time. Keenan Allen talks about it all the time about how he slept on. He's finally back in the playoffs.
Tyreek thinks he's top 5.
Has he been in the playoffs, Keenan?
Yeah, we've been with.
Yeah.
He's been on our team for like 10 years now.
I guess you're right. He has been with the team for a
Kinda
while.
old head.
You're right. You're right.
He was
you're
there
right.
with Phil.
Yeah, you're right. Keenan's got to show that he's a top dog and he's got to perform in the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
I would say Mike will, but since he's coming in kind of injured,
Mike Will made it.
I'm gonna go Keenan Allen for sure.
Dude,
Jaguars.
We also activated Rayshon Slater, but we're not guaranteeing that he's playing this week.
Jaguars. My X factor is gonna be C. Kirk. They
Ooh.
paid him all this money to be the number one guy, and they're in the playoffs now. And he proved, in my opinion, that he's a top guy, number one guy.
Yeah,
But he has the last couple weeks. He scored a touchdown last week, but the last couple weeks, I only know this because I have him in fantasy, and I had him in fantasy all year long. Last couple weeks of the season, he kind of got a little quiet, and Zay Jones is having his resurgence right now. I think C. Kirk's got to show out as well. So two receivers got to play really well in this game, I think, for both teams.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm going Chargers.
Yep, give me Chargers as well.
Oh, you're here, Evan. Make your pick.
Come on, you really think I'm not gonna pick the Chargers?
All right,
Hey.
whole squad pick Chargers. Don't be surprised if we come back and the Jags go to the playoffs next year.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think this next game is. Do we even really need to talk about this game? Team of destiny right now. Buffalo Bills against Miami. Skylar Thompson's probably going to start. Tua's ruled out already. Like, I'm sorry. If anybody picks against Buffalo, then
I mean,
no, it's obviously Buffalo.
like,
yeah. We don't even got to touch on this one.
the first matchup was obviously like a
In Miami.
high-stakes game, but Miami at the time was really hot.
Dude.
Really hot.
Yes, it's week 3 in the hottest stadium.
No,
in
that's
the
what I'm saying.
NFL.
Because Miami, they had their record was they were 5-0 and then 0-5, and then I think it was.
Well, I'm talking about home field advantage. They played Miami
Oh, yeah.
in the beginning of the year, bro. Fuck that.
But I mean, even the second meeting in Week 15 was super close with Tua. Like Tua not playing in this game is definitely the reason why like Miami I think is going to get slaughtered.
That was the one that ended on the last play. Remember?
Yeah, when
I think Josh Allen fumbled 3 times that game.
which game? The first game?
Yeah, the first one.
Oh,
He
Buffalo.
played really bad that game.
Yeah.
Dude, he still threw 42 of 63, 400 yards, 2
Yeah,
touchdowns.
63 times. That's why they lost because he was so
Yeah,
tired.
that's crazy. Like
yeah,
throwing that many times in that Miami Heat.
He
Woo!
shouldn't. Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
their basketball team name. You think they did that on
Damn.
purpose?
Low key, they might have.
In that Heat.
And that Miami Heat. But yeah, I mean,
Best Miami Heat player of all time.
I'm gonna say LeBron James, but if we're talking franchise, like when you look at
Dwayne
Miami
Wade.
Heat, it's got to be D-Wade.
All right.
Yeah,
Nope.
yeah, but
Udonis Haslam, come on, dude.
Yeah, Udonis Haslam has been with them for a while now too.
18 years.
Yeah.
like when you think, dude, it was
I'm going Andre Iguodala.
Between Steph Curry and Andre Iguodala.
Martian's got a beam pointed at the earth.
Iguodala.
Iguodala was a dog at the time though when he said that. So, but
He was never a 3-point.
no, I agree with you, but he was a dog. Yeah,
Bills by 10.
Bills by 10.
What's the spread?
It's minus 650, but Miami's plus 475.
Oh, it's 13. Yeah. So what do you mean? The line is 13.
Dude, you know I don't know betting. You can't talk to me about that shit.
Bills are minus 13.
This is all.
They start with negative 13 points.
All I know is when they show the fucking.
They have to be
odds.
winning by more than 13 points for the Bills to.
Evans tried to have this conversation with me a million times, and I still don't. It just never registers.
Just like
in my
if you
head.
see it say Bills minus 13, just think the Bills start with negative 13 points. And
So how do you win that bet? If they win by more than 13?
So if they have negative 13 points and then they score 2 touchdowns, they have 1 point, and Miami has 0. The Bills won that. You know what I mean?
No, I'm saying like how do you know?
It's subtract 13 points, and if they're still winning, they won the bet.
For them to win the game.
Like how do you know you win the bet? You win your bet. Tell me how you win the bet if you bet minus 13 on the
If
Bills.
you subtract 13 points from the Bills score,
And it's
or you
still
add
more.
13 points to the Dolphins, and they still win, that's how that bet wins. So it's either you minus 13 from the favorite, or you add 13
I
to
still
the
don't get it,
underdog.
but I understand.
Lord help us all.
I think my confusion with it is like, so if you bet Miami plus 13, even if they lose the game, you can still win the bet somehow.
Yes, if it's with
Okay.
if they win, like if Buffalo wins by like a touchdown,
Okay.
13 points, you still got 6 extra to spare.
Okay,
So-
that makes sense. That makes sense. But if they
Fuck,
out,
you're confusing
but if
me
they
now.
if they out, but if
know,
you bet
right?
Miami plus 13 and they straight up win the game, you still win the bet, correct?
Oh my God.
Okay.
They just cannot lose by 14.
So how does it work if you bet the Bills minus 13?
They have to win by more than 13.
So but that's what I'm saying. When you bet minus, that team has to win,
By
correct?
more than
Yes.
that number.
Okay, by more than that number. Okay, that makes sense. I get it now.
I
Yeah,
hope so.
I've
We're
still
gonna quiz you next
Like,
week.
just think as
I'll-
plus, you're getting an advantage. Minus, you're getting.
the amount of times I've had this exact conversation with Evan since we moved in together.
Bro, I've had
and
it
I
with you
still
by
don't get
3
it.
times too. I can't believe you haven't fucking understood this.
Well, because Evan and me are always like,
you want to come beat some sense into Coop?
Evan always shows me his bets, and Evan will always read them to me, and I'm always like, "Oh yeah, it's a good bet." But in the back of my head, I'm like,
What a yes man, Mark, dude.
I've lost all of those bets, by
Yeah.
the way.
What a yes man, Mark.
And whenever he reads them to me, I'm always like, "That's a sick bet, dude!" Like, and I always act like I'm like, "Oh yeah, bro." Well, when he reads me player,
Well, now
when he
you
reads
should
me,
ask someone else.
when he reads me player stats like someone plus 40 yards, I'm like, okay, that's good. But whenever he's like, "Oh yeah, I threw in plus 13 for so and so," I'm like, "Hey, could hit." Could. Like the day that Kyler was on and he was reading us his fucking bet slip or whatever,
He said, "What is this?"
I literally
mumbo-jumbo?"
was like, damn, I don't know half the shit he's saying.
I hate that.
But yeah, I think X factors for this game. I don't even know, dude. Like Miami for me, probably maybe like one of the receivers, Waddle, or like whenever Waddle or Tyreek get their hands on the ball,
Dude, it's gotta be the quarterback.
It's
they
got to be the
have
quarterback. It's Skylar Thompson. If he plays,
He needs to have a great
he
game.
can't turn
He's
the
not
ball
gonna,
over, and he
though.
has to be able to do something. I mean, then they
He
can,
has to move the ball around well, get it in those tight windows all day long. I don't think that's happening.
That's the only way they have a chance. All right, move on. Fuck this game.
Yeah, Bills. We're
Bills.
picking Bills. We're
Yeah.
picking Bills. Are we all picking Bills?
Bills for sure.
That doofus.
Hey, pretty short. Next game we got New York Giants heading to Minnesota to play the Vikings for a second time this year. Of course, they played in Week 16. Minnesota won on Christmas Eve, 27-24.
Give me Giants.
Really? See,
wow.
I'm not sure.
That's my upset of the week.
taking
I'm not
Vikings.
sure. I'm
Yep.
not. I personally, I'm not sure.
Give me the Giants.
I don't.
Give me the green light.
Are we gonna bet? Are we gonna?
What
Are
do
we
you
gonna?
mean, bro? That was John Legend.
I totally stole your thunder, by the way, by like doing the whole storyline for the pick. So you take the second half.
Yeah, you're trash.
You
at
take
it.
the second half. You take this.
You're
Coop,
absolutely.
The
not.
Vikings are -3. How much do they need to win by?
3.
You lost that bet.
Damn.
Oh
bro.
yeah, I guess you push.
They need to win by less than 3.
Oh my god.
They need to win by 4.
They need to win by 4, not less than 3. He said,
How do you put -3 if it doesn't mean?
Because they're at a
-3?
different. They are.
they're the favorite, so you're taking away 3 points from
They're a
them.
disadvantage
Yeah.
of 3 points. 2
We already think they're going to win, so we're going to take away 3
This
points.
is why FanDuel is. Evan texted me the other day and was like, I need you to make a bet for me. And I was like, I don't even have the app on my phone anymore.
Oh, that's good.
Probably a good thing.
It's a good thing.
That's probably.
I literally deleted it like 3 months ago and I was just
Yeah, I
like,
bet it really hurts your head looking at all those numbers.
it does. And I work with numbers every day. So
Numbers and
like,
symbols. You fucking. What is that?
dude, come on, bro. You know I had an IP. Don't even.
Oh, okay. Anyway, let's move it on.
This game is really hard to pick for me because I want to pick Minnesota despite Connor because that man's a Vikings fan and he made a bet with our cousin Mike that he bet that the Vikings were going to lose first round of the playoffs. He bet against his own team.
Wow,
You
that's
might not
crazy.
be wrong.
He bet against his
I
own
think the
team.
Vikings got this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. It's hard. It's
They're
hard.
playing in Minnesota. They're 8-1
I know,
at home.
but-
You said the Rams aren't in the playoffs?
No.
Hey, here's the problem with
Not
this
a
game.
Rams fan, dog.
Here's the problem with this game. It's 4:30.
And?
Is Kirk gonna show up at 4:30?
Nope.
Which Kirk are we gonna
Sleepy
get at
Kirk.
4:30?
Sleepy Kirk.
Which Kirk are we gonna get? I'm gonna have to pick. I'm gonna go Vikings.
Nice.
Yeah, they're 8-1 at home.
And my X factor is gonna be Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins has to show up. He's got to play well, and he's played pretty decent in the couple playoff games he's played with Minnesota. He's got one bad game with against the Eagles and the Niners a couple years ago, but both first round games that he's played in with Minnesota, he's played pretty good. So
I think Jay Jetta's had that crazy ass catch against the Giants in week 16 where he snagged it out of the guy's arms.
no, that was against the Bills.
Was it the Bills?
Yeah, those Bills.
Oh, fuck.
Those
Okay.
Bills. Those Bills.
Aren't you supposed
I'm
to be a
tripping.
Vikings fan? Maybe you should
almost.
stick to the Rams.
I'm picking Minnesota to win this game, I think.
All right. Well,
Kirk had 303 touchdowns last time they played, though. I think he's going to do the same thing.
X factor for the Giants, though, I think is going to have to be Saquon.
Yeah.
Danny Dimes, I think, like, you could make an argument for him, but, like, Saquon is, like, the franchise guy. They've been banking on Saquon to be, like, the guy for so long, and now they're finally in the playoffs. Like, he's got to come out and he's got to perform, especially if he wants to get paid. Are you agreeing with me that much?
oh yeah.
Okay.
No, I got Giants. I just think that Minnesota is, obviously has this really, really good record, has played really good throughout the regular season. I think when they get into playoffs, the only leadership they have that's going to shine through is Zadarius Smith. They got a really, really young core on offense. Kirk is not experienced or well-versed in the playoffs, like we said. He's the biggest question mark to show up at 4:30. I'm going to go ahead and take the Giants, who's a really motivated team, scrappy. I think that they kind of have their backs against the wall mentality coming in from New York. A team that just lost really, really close in week 16, and I think they're still motivated from it. Give me the Giants.
Yeah, I got Vikings. I don't think there's any way that
Goal.
Skull loses this one at home.
You got a problem with that, Skull?
No, I mean, why not? I mean, might as well support
Shut
someone since your
up,
team's not in the playoffs.
shut up. I fucking walked into that one, damn it. Look at that guy.
You're so cute.
Evan, who are you picking?
Who do you pick, Kirk?
I'm definitely going Skull.
Okay.
Having Danny Dimes perform like he did again, like how often do we see Danny Dimes throw for over 300?
He's looked good. He's looked
All
well
the
this
time.
year. He's looked well this year, but
Do we really? Because I truly don't watch.
He's
Giants
about to get.
games,
He's
so-
about to get paid.
yeah, he's gonna get paid by the Giants.
40 a year.
No,
Wait.
not 40 a year.
Yes.
No,
That's what
fucking
everyone's saying.
shot.
Everyone's
year.
saying he is.
They did fuck up by not picking up his fifth-year option.
Yeah, but I mean, would you have last year? No.
No, probably not. I mean, honestly, with me, it's like the option's there. Like might as well. Like
If Danny doesn't turn the ball over at all, they win.
that's a good point. I do like that.
Danny doesn't turn it over, they win. So I think we make the bet.
You could say the same with Kirk.
We
though.
literally ride Giants money line until Danny turns it over. Put all the money on the Vikings.
Nah, Cook's going to go off. Cook and Jetta's eating.
Yeah.
Some might say he
You're also
might.
a hype boy ass fan, so that would make sense why you think those two are gonna.
Some
do
would
good.
say he might.
You're gonna put your grill in and gritty during the game.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Some would say that
Some may say your team's not even in the playoffs.
Dalvin might.
God damn.
Sorry. Go ahead.
You see what I fucking live with?
Some may say that Dalvin might cook. I hate that.
No, I was gonna say eat because his last name was Cook.
Oh, even worse.
Same thing.
All right,
All right, let's keep it rolling.
move on to the next game. This game is another one that I don't really give a shit about because Lamar is trending to not even play.
Yeah, it's all going to be about Lamar. And, I mean, like I went off about in that sick reel, if you caught it on Instagram, I don't think Lamar should or will play again. So give me Bengals.
Yeah, give me Bengals as well.
Bengals
X factor
for
for
sure.
me in this game for the Bengals. It's kind of hard to pick because I think they're gonna probably dominate in this game. Personally, like I don't.
X factor for Bengals is staying healthy.
Okay,
Yeah, they're gonna want to do that.
I think that's
Like-
the X factor for the Ravens too.
well, no, I think there's a legit X
No,
factor.
I think Lamar is.
What?
Lamar's the X factor for the
Lamar's if Lamar plays, then this is a completely different game. But if Lamar doesn't play, the X factor for me is going to be Dobbins because Dobbins has been pretty much
I'm gonna
running.
name my son LaMurphy.
Dobbins has emerged as
Murphy.
Murphy.
Lamurph Murphy.
No, just give
Murphy
him like
Murphy.
Jackson.
Murphy Jackson Murphy.
Yes.
That's horrible. But Dobbins, as I was saying, has emerged as one of the top running backs in this league during the second half of the season, coming back from his injury. I think if he plays good enough, they can open up the passing game through the play action. But I mean, I just don't see Cincinnati losing this game, so I'm picking Cincinnati.
And also,
If Lamar plays again, a completely different game. But right now, we don't know if he's playing. So, sorry, go ahead.
what do you guys think about this collab? A little marketing idea here. We had the Gino Frappuccino. What about Dippin' Dobbins? Dippin' Dots collabs with J.K. Dobbins for a
Dippin'
little
Dobbins?
Ravens color Dippin'
JK, hit us up.
Dots. We would love some Dippin' Dobbins.
Dippin' Dobbins.
So go ahead and hit up Dippin' Dots, and then you guys come to us, and we'll let you guys do that. How about
Yeah, I
that?
tried to tag Gino in our reel for that, and he doesn't let people tag him that like
Yeah, how rude.
aren't like I'm assuming following or he follows maybe. Like I
Yeah,
don't
he
know how
must be
that
a
works.
private guy that enjoys his life.
No, I'm not saying it like that, but I just was like I literally
Yeah,
kept,
what a dick.
I kept trying to tag him for like an hour, and I was like, why the fuck? Like he's got to have an Instagram, and then I went to his Instagram, and I was like,
No, I
it's
think
just
he
not
has you
letting me
blocked,
tag.
honestly.
He doesn't have me blocked. That was on the Sideline Banter page, so he has us blocked.
What do you mean by that?
You know what I mean by that. All right,
Dippin' Dobbins?
we're all picking Cincinnati.
Yep.
Evan, Cincinnati. The last game of the day of the weekend.
No.
Monday night. Wow, you guys are favorited?
Yeah.
Ah, impressive.
By 2.5.
Oh, go ahead. I'll let you do this one.
Why?
Because it's Cowboys.
I don't want to.
Why?
You do it.
No,
I don't want to.
I don't want to do it either.
Come on.
Why?
You should do it. Probably feel good since your team isn't in.
The shitty potential fraud Dallas Cowboys go into Tampa Bay Monday, 8:15 p.m. No, not my
Oh.
goat. Not my goat. Against Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
He's literally said on the pod 50 times at that.
When did I say that he was my goat? Oh my God. Okay, whatever, buddy. Can I change my pick? Can I change my pick in the Chargers-Jags game? Is it too late?
Go ahead.
No,
I
I
don't-
want the Chargers still. Whatever. But yeah, let's get back to the important topic. Cowboys at Bucks. Last time they played.
Wait.
This man's team makes the playoffs once in 5 years. Sorry, once in 4 years. They couldn't even beat the Raiders last year to get in, and this man's talking shit. All right, it's whatever. It's whatever.
It's all right, Coop. You can use that
Can you say what?
poopy doo-doo towel to soak up your tears. Soak up your tears.
You guys want to put your big boy pants on and get back to this game?
Big boy pants.
Okay, back to what I was saying. Dallas heading into Tampa Bay. Last time they played was week 1. Completely different football teams. At this point, we thought Tampa Bay was going to
Eat a shit.
be the shit, and we thought Dallas was going to have another down year, and it's almost like they completely flopped.
Some may say.
Some would say, in my opinion. Not may. Some would. So my X factor in this game is going to be the running game for Dallas. I think if they show up, then they win this game easy.
I mean, also, X Factor would be if Dak Prescott isn't a big dumb dipshit and throws the ball to the team every fucking time he gets an opportunity. That'd be sick. Dak?
You are correct. But the running game has bailed them out a lot this year because Dak has thrown so many interceptions. So
As well as the defense. Defense has to come ready to play, and you're playing the GOAT. I'm already severely nervous. I don't know if you guys caught a glimpse of it. Trayvon Mullen obviously picked him up off the waiver wire. He got cut by the Arizona Cardinals. He is the other corner on the other side of Trayvon Diggs. Complete liability. There's a reason why he got cut. It's because he's absolute dog shit. He got torched in the last game, which we took the L. Terry McLaurin was making him.
That whole team got torched.
Okay. Terry McLaurin was making him look like a youth football player.
Yeah, but Scary Terry's nice.
Of course, but there is video of it, and I don't think that Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are too much worse than fucking Scary Terry. And
he's gonna have
Mike Evans was already asked about the film of Trayvon Mullen getting burned, or not Trayvon Mullen getting burned, and says that Tom Brady, he already anticipates Tom Brady to look a lot that way, and that that they were able to throw.
Evan said that?
Yeah.
On camera?
Bro,
to people?
Where's my tweet?
He said that? That's crazy.
Hang on.
That's actually wild.
Okay, hang on. Chill out.
He just grown man to another grown man.
I gotta see exactly what he said.
That's wild. Well, I was gonna say Mike Evans is gonna be my
when asked about Cowboys' depleted secondary, Mike Evans said, "When we are healthy, it doesn't matter who the DBs are." Laughed. I hope I get a lot of cover one, and that was in response to the video of Trayvon Mullen getting burned.
Mike Evans was gonna be my X factor anyways because he's been kind of quiet all year long. So
he had a 3-touchdown game like 2 weeks ago, but
yeah, I said all year long. What else has he done other than that 3-touchdown game?
Okay, whatever, dude. I'm just kidding. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, thank you.
Keep going.
So he's gonna be my X factor in this game for sure.
All right.
But I'm gonna pick Cowboys.
No way.
I'm picking Dallas to win this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, Najee had 1,000 yards this season, and look at our fucking offense. Anybody can get 1,000 yards at this. Yeah, he surpassed 1,000 yards like 2 weeks ago.
Derek Cooper goes hating
1,100
again.
yards is 1,100 yards.
No, I'm not saying that's bad, but I'm saying he's had a down year compared to years that he's had in the past.
I mean, he's the only NFL receiver to have 9,000 yard receiving since.
Oh
being
my
drafted.
God, make your pick.
Looks like Cooper just got fucking.
Just got what?
Fucking proven wrong.
No, not proven wrong.
Keep going.
1,100 yards. Okay, cool. Whatever.
Okay, dude.
I'm gonna change my pick. I'm picking the Bucks. I picked the Cowboys in confidence that they're gonna win this game, but because of all y'all, I'm picking the Bucks.
What?
I'm picking the Bucks.
Do I care for?
She did.
I'm picking the Bucks.
What do I care for? Because I'm picking the Bucks too, brother.
Are you actually?
Yes, sir.
Oh my God, dude.
Never bet against the GOAT. Give me the fucking Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we'll see Sean Payton taking Mike McCarthy's job.
Yeah, I like the Bucks too. Who you got?
You are the worst.
What?
Yeah.
Man brags about his team making the playoffs, and he picks against them.
Bro, I'm happy my team made the playoffs because some other shittier teams did not make the playoffs at all. But I knew my team had the potential of getting first round
My
exit.
team's been relevant in the playoffs.
No. We get matched up against the GOAT, which sucks. Get matched up
against Jimmy G last year. Wow.
one of the best teams in the league, and we played in the hardest division this year, and we get matched up away against the GOAT. That's just an unfortunate roll of the dice. I hope
Dallas wins now, just in spite of your pick.
Me too. That's literally why I picked him, Coop.
It is win-win.
Yeah. You know what else is a win?
Oh my God, let's hear it.
Not having to watch your dumbass team play this weekend. My bad. Spence, who you got?
I got the Bucks.
You said
God,
Rams?
Dude, I can't survive.
Jesus Christ.
You said Rams.
I'm not a Rams fan.
You did have a Rams hat on a couple weeks ago.
That was not a. Did it say
Thank
Rams on
you,
it?
fool.
Did it say Rams
It was
on
blue and gold.
It was powder blue, dude. It's more Chargers
It was.
than it is.
It was not powder
It was
blue.
not.
Oh, dude, I swear to God, it is.
It's okay.
It's way more Chargers
The
colors than it
letterings,
is Rams.
the lettering that said Los Angeles was like that gold and dark blue.
Your eyes probably
It's
hurt
not
from being
dark
at
blue, bro.
Ojos
I'll bring it
Locos
back.
too much.
What do you mean by that?
Ojos Locos? Spence has a VIP membership card.
Did you pay the cover charge to get in?
No, he
I don't
didn't
have
have
to.
to.
When
He
you
didn't have
fucking
to.
What do you mean?
He didn't have to. They knew him when he went in. Did you not hear him? They were like, Spence, welcome back.
It said Big Poppy MF.
No,
Yeah.
that was the
They
first
said
time I've been
Big
there in
Bobby.
my life.
Oh.
You guys took me there.
They said Big
yeah?
Poppy MF.
They said it's your birthday. We knew that. Come through.
Get a birthday song.
Yeah, we know
Oh,
what you
he
got.
didn't. We did drop the ball on that.
It's all good.
You know who else dropped the ball? Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. All right, well, on that note, thanks for listening to us again for another week.
Wait, we have to make our picks.
We did.
Just did.
We made this horrible show.
I'm clowning.
Man. I know you are.
You're not even going to pick the Steelers this week?
Dude, fuck out of here, bro. Thanks, guys, for listening to us. Follow us at _Sideline Banter on Instagram and Twitter, at Sideline Banter on YouTube. We appreciate you guys giving us all the love and support. We're looking forward to a crazy, wild playoff weekend. Weston, do you have anything you want to say before we sign off?
I just want to say thank you, Coop, for a great show, hosting a good episode.
I try my best.
You know, cheers into the playoffs. We're going to have a great week ahead of us and many more weeks to come. Thank you, Spence, for the,
Yeah, shout out Spence.
You guys should all thank Spence for making our show tolerable. I mean, all the cool visuals you guys get to enjoy now and following along while we make our picks and what we get to see and look at. So, shout out, Spence. Thank you for all the hard work.
Shout out Evan for coming home at the right time every time.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe next week Coop will understand what the line,
I won't.
how it works. So
I'm going to say no, but either way, who cares?
I
Because
won't.
he's the worst at picking games out of all of us anyway. So.
That's true.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Hey, but new episodes every Thursday, 8 a.m.
8 a.m.
Find your names in the ticker. Follow us at _Sideline Banter, Twitter and Instagram.
Hit that like, subscribe button on YouTube, too, while you're at it. And, hey,
Yep.
thank you guys for watching and listening again. We hope you guys have a fantastic football weekend. And let's get ready for what I think is going to be probably the best playoffs we've seen in a while. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching.